People ran to look at the island, and Jim climbed out of the barrel. They could see two low hills and a big one. Captain Smollett asked Silver to take them to the place on the map, and he agreed excitedly. Jim saw that Silver was excited to take the map, but it was not the one with the treasure marked on it. Jim told Dr. Livesey, Captain Smollett, and Mr. Trelawney everything he had heard in the barrel, but they couldn't do anything as they didn't think they would attack them until they found the treasure. Dr. Livesey suggested that Jim could listen and find out the sailors they could trust. The next morning, the Hispaniola stopped close to the island. The crew worked hard on the journey to the island, but when they reached it, they didn't seem to want to work. Only Silver worked as hard as usual. Later, Captain Smollett had a plan to take the ship. They decided to tell all the men they could trust about the plan and gave them all guns. Captain Smollett told the crew that they could all have the afternoon on the island to relax if they wanted to. All the crew suddenly looked happy and they all agreed to go. They thought that they could find the treasure. Silver organized the men. 6 men would stay on the Hispaniola and 13 would take the small boats to the shore. Jim decided to go with Silver onto the island, but Silver saw him. When Jim reached, he began to run as fast as he could. Then he heard people. One of them was Silver, but he could not hear what he was saying. Then the men had gone. Jim decided to follow them. After a few minutes, he saw Silver and another sailor talking. Silver asked the man who was called Tom to join him, as he was a good sailor. But the man refused to work with the pirates. Jim suddenly heard a terrible shout. It was Allen. Tom threatened Silver that if his men hurt Allen, he wouldn't help him. Silver threw his crutch at Tom, and it hit him hard on the back. He fell to the ground, and before he could stand again, Silver killed him with a knife. Silver blew a whistle, and more of his men would soon arrive on the beach. Jim was very frightened and ran away.
One, Captain Smollett was a cunning character. Discuss.
He gave Silver the map without the treasure marked on it.
2. Why do you think Captain Smollett and his team decided not to go back after knowing about Silver and his men's plans?
Because they might be killed.
3. What would have happened if the map with Smollett had been the map of the treasure?
Silver would have killed them. Then he would have gone to the island with his men to get the treasure.
4. What do you think made Jim feel that he made a mistake by deciding to go to the island?
Because he realized his life was in danger. Because there were pirates on board the Hispaniola.
5. Silver helped Captain Smollett to sail the boat closer to the shore. Discuss.
As he didn't want anyone to doubt him.
6. After going to the island, Silver's real character appeared. Discuss.
When he went to the island, his real intentions started to appear. He was greedy and cruel.
7. Do you think Captain Smollett's plan to take the ship was a failure?
Yes, because all who stayed on the ship were Silver's men.
8. Why do you think the crew were happy when Captain Smollett let them go on the island?
Because they thought that they could find the treasure.
9. What do you think made Jim decide to go with Silver onto the island?
I think he wanted to watch him and his men not to do something wrong.
10. Why do you think Silver killed Tom?
To prevent him from telling Captain Smollett and the others that he was a pirate, as this would spoil all his plans to get the treasure.